What's up, everybody? E-Daddy live again, second night in a row, but this time we're going to do another episode of E-Daddy Presents Who This Crap. I'm going to make it short, sweet, to the point, and all that. A little bit earlier today, we did have WWE's Clash in Italy, PLE. This is one of those shows I honestly can't complain about. I honestly want to put this like, all right, who booked this show? Almost put a thing up over thing instead of crap to put on their show. Because I'm just going to go out and say it right now. Whomever booked this did a fantastic job. The producers backstage, they did a great job. The talent themselves did a great job from start to finish. And I also kind of think that maybe WWE, TKO, and ESPN have figured something out as far as, hey, we've got a bunch of complaints here about the amount of commercials. I know we had that during WrestleMania. Still quite a few during Backlash in Tampa. But this one, not so much. And you had some decently lengthy matches, to be honest. So all in all, I can't really complain. We started the show with Cody and Gunther. This is really good. However, the one complaint I do have, and this is on Gunther, is, and with anybody he works with, the amount of times he goes for the damn sleeper. It's like consistent. It's like, dude, knock it off. I mean, the sleeper's been a great thing for him. But it's, he had the power bomb, that clothesline, the sleeper hold's been a great one, but I just feel like he just uses it way too much, and it just really drags down the match. But I mean, honestly, great match between the two of them. And from what I've seen from the post show, it does look like they are seriously gunning towards a third match between the two of them, maybe at SummerSlam. So we'll see. But overall, like I said, great match, great way to start the show. We went from there to some commercials, and then we got the match between Rhea and Jade for the WWE Women's Championship. A WrestleMania rematch, which, honestly, this one was better than the WrestleMania match. It has definitely showed the amount of improvements that Jade Cargill has made since she originally got to WWE. Definitely an improvement over whenever she was in AEW. The only thing I was getting worried about was going to be the interference. However, that was pretty much non-existent when B-Fab and Mishin showed up. Looked like there was going to be something there. Charlotte Flair came in, basically dealt with those two, and we got a little bit more from Jade and Rhea. Rhea retains. It was great for the whole, with them doing the whole first hour on ESPN. If I was watching on ESPN and didn't watch it all the time, like, hey, you know what? I really want to go through and get to the unlimited ESPN Unlimited app, get on there so I can watch the rest of this. But yeah, really good match to follow Cody and Gunther. After that, we did get Brock and Oba. I had mixed feelings on this after what happened at Mania, but honestly, um, I felt like this was probably the way to go for Oba, for Brock, because honestly, since Oba's victory over Brock at WrestleMania, WWE has not done really much with Oba other than the open challenges. I'm hoping this all kind of leads into um, the retirement match thing that they planned at SummerSlam. If he'd asked me about this a year ago, I'd been like, hey, you know what? I'd rather see Gunther be the one. However, I think Oba should honestly be the better fit for this. Um, Once again, this match was more one-sided, with Brock, dominating honestly most of the match. Um, so, and like I said, decent middle of the card match. Definitely one no one wanted to miss, without a doubt. So can't really wait to see where they go from there. After that, we got the women's Intercontinental title match between Becky Lynch and Sol Ruca. This one, honestly, going to it, I had a problem with because since Sol's come to the main roster, she's had some great or a couple great matches with Io Sky, with Liv Morgan. Her match with Becky Lynch Saturday night's main event, I know it didn't go very long, but Sol really hadn't done a whole lot, and they put her in a rematch from Saturday night's main event because of Becky's actions. I get that. However, this whole thing being a title match, I'm like, but the match itself surprised the hell out of me. Really good back and forth. Really good amount of reversals and chain wrestling, basically, between the two of them. I was highly impressed with Sol Ruca's style, with her, uh, how well she's able to hang with Becky Lynch. Becky, without doubt, definitely not is no slouch in that ring. I mean, hell, the woman's built herself a Hall of Fame resume already. But I said, honestly, ended up being a lot better than I thought. Um, some piece of me wanted to see something different out of it. Um, and Becky still walked out with the title. However, they didn't go that route. Um, gave Sol the win. But the one problem I still have is this whole back and forth between Becky Lynch and the referee, Jessica Carr. This needs to stop. Because I can hear it already tomorrow night. It's going to be the crooked referee's fault. Even though she didn't really do anything wrong. They had the spot where, instead of a ref bump, you had the ref go through and have to jump out of the ring to keep from getting squashed in a corner. So then, of course, she kind of like missed Becky's pin attempt, basically, on Sol. But honestly, I mean, it feels like with a Becky Lynch match, the match is a sub story. The real story is between her and referee Jessica Carr. Let's just get this match out of the way so we can end this stupidity between Becky and Jessica. That was my only complaint about that one. And And then we're going to go through and we'll finish it up with Roman and Jacob. I wasn't too high on the match at Backlash. However, this time I was a lot more impressed with it, and it may be because of the fact that after this past Monday night and the way Jacob and Roman were acting, I wasn't feeling this match all that well. Because it pretty much foretold basically what we were getting ready to get, and that was Roman picking up the win, which did happen, but the match went off a lot better than I honestly expected. I was also glad to see that with this match being tribal combat, you did not have any kind of running interference from Solo Sikoa and the MFTs or Jimmy and Jey Uso. So I was glad to see that one. Yeah, you saw him coming in at the end after the match ended. You saw Jimmy and Jey come out there. You thought there was going to be something between Usos and Jacob there for a minute. And honestly, I was surprised it wasn't. And then Solo and MFT showing up at ringside as Roman and all of them are leaving. Honestly, foreshadowed something, I think, bigger for this next part of the possible bloodline storyline that we've been dealing with for the last 6 years. Yeah, they took a break from it for the last 2, it feels like, but I see it coming back around. Oh, but overall, damn good match. Damn good card. All the producers and the Triple H and everybody needs to be proud of what they did and keep this kind of thing going. After WrestleMania, it's kind of like, all right, how are they going to show things? And then honestly, Backlash, not the greatest in the world either. But this one felt like they turned things around. And I hope that going in through the summer to SummerSlam and even beyond that, they can continue that kind of momentum. So actually, instead of me going through and dissing them for what they've done, I gotta give this one honestly a solid B plus, A minus. It's like right there at the middle. Because, I mean, like I was saying earlier, the exception of, okay, felt like it was too soon with Soul getting a title. The stuff between Becky and Jessica Lynch. It actually wasn't a bad. It was actually a really good card. It was one of those ones where caught most of it here at house. Had to catch the rest of it while running some family members somewhere and back. So I was able to actually, watch the rest of, the whole thing in its entirety. So yeah, I was rather impressed. I was really happy with the way the card went down. Like I said, going into it, I thought start with the, Cody and Gunther was going to be up there, and Brock and Oba. Yeah, we knew it was going to be two big guys going at it, but thought, okay, let's see if, it's either going to be a one-sided squash match, which it pretty much was. I mean, Oba did get some offense in. But like I said, it did turn out better than I thought. Jacob and Roman surprised the hell out of me. I'll give that one a solid B plus. Becky and Soul, despite everything, I'll give that one a solid B. Sol and Becky, honestly, an A. Would have been an A plus if it hadn't been for the whole Jessica Carr, Becky Lynch interaction crap. Rhea and Jade Cargill, that I'm going to give another serious A to. Because even though, you had people coming down to try to interfere, it really wasn't as much of a factor as it could have been. And then my match of the night for me, honestly, was Cody and Gunther. Right there, I'm gonna give it a serious A plus. So, because most of the matches, it made you wonder which way could they go. Yeah, Jacob and Roman pretty much gave it away, but they turned in an excellent performance in that ring. Surprise of the night was definitely Sol capturing the Women's Intercontinental Championship. But yeah, for me, match of the night was Cody, Gunther, and then the real story that I saw was afterwards, during the post show, was the interaction between Cody and Roman. I don't know if Night of Champions is the event where they do the whole crown jewel ring thing, or if that's later on in the year. I'm not 100% sure. And then with Roman saying what he had to backstage, and then Cody saying everything he had to say about Roman, making points like, all right, yeah, he beat me, but I beat, but then in one match, but I beat his ass next. It seriously says that the crown jewel title will be between Cody and Roman. I know they announced the King and Queen of the Ring brackets. Old school guy me would rather this been, opening matches one-on-one and all of them being one-on-one matches. But it is what it is. I'll go over it more next month after they do Night of Champions. Still don't know how I'm not really feeling it as far as them going to Saudi Arabia, even though I'm hearing from different outlets that basically WWE is going to be just taking a skeleton crew over there. It's going to be just whoever's on the card, some producers, camera guys, stuff like that. But other than that, that's going to be it. And with everything still going on over that way, it's probably the smartest way to go. I don't know if I would be taking my champions over there, but it is what it is. But I figured, let's get on here. Let's do another Who Booked This Crap? Even though I was like, hey, who booked this hell of a show? Gotta like it, gotta love it. So, next time I'll be on here for Who Booked This Crap will be after Night of Champions. You guys can catch me on other things like the E-Daddy toy review show and the reaction review that will come later this week for a certain movie coming out. But anyways, all right, till next time. E-Daddy. Catch you later. If I can find the right button. Later.